Hey, this is Liam, and this is my week 4 video, Jobs and Careers. I do own other shirts. I'm just making up all of these videos on the same night, so don't hold that against me. When it comes to jobs and careers, I am beyond unique, I think, in that I don't want one, or either. I have no interest, really, in typical jobs or careers. I currently am working in exchange for our housing situation, including electricity, internet, water, all that jazz. And I love that. I would much rather work for something that I find more beneficial. I do need to find a job for some money, and I'm going to be staying on the work site I'm on now, even after we move out of the RV we're in. So I will be getting paid cash then, which will be great towards my top surgery fund, which is kind of non-existent. It's actually just a jar right now full of coins. So if you have spare change you don't want, I've got a jar waiting for it. But when it comes to a job or a career, I strive to be a homesteader, which is kind of removed from our time at this point. But homesteading is the idea that you can provide and live off of a small chunk of land on your own without necessarily relying on public works or financial means to maintain. Our homestead dreams include, I would really enjoy building my own home, and we've talked about a dozen different ways that we would like to home build. We haven't really narrowed down exactly what we want to do yet. It's kind of going to come down to finances. But you can build very livable, very cost-effective homes that are easy to heat and easy to run. My intentions in the future is to be very minimally need any outside source of anything. I hope to have a home that runs on its own power and be eating my own grown food every night and be using my own resources for a majority of the things that I need. Of course, homesteading also comes into the idea that you need to have community. You need to have people who you can rely on for things that you might not have had go right a season or two. And I happen to live in an area where there's a large population of what a lot of people would call hippies. They're not hippies. They're just they just have different ideas of how to live their life. And I know a lot of people who live off the grid and who have, which if you don't know means that they're not using public water or electricity. They're using well water or collected water or solar and wind energy. I know a lot of people who grow vast amounts of their own food. I just happen to have this great community in my area, and it happens to be what I'm so interested in, which is why I'm very hesitant to ever want to leave. And yeah, our dream is just to have a small place in the country, enough land to work for what we need to live, and friends and family to share and care after, and live peacefully without necessarily wearing down anything that we haven't worked for ourselves. So yeah, jobs and career. I don't intend to have one. I just want to live my life and do the work that I need to do to sustain that lifestyle. I do have a sugar mama right now. My partner pretty much finances anything I need or want or desire. She's a sweetheart like that. She knows, though, that I would be willing to get by with much less. So that's my story on jobs and careers. A little of it is related to my Asperger's syndrome. I'm not always consistently stable. I do not know from one day to the next if something is going to happen, and nobody does, really. But for me, minor instances and minor events can actually cause quite a difference in my life and can cause a lot of turmoil. So it's my kitty is nuzzling my camera. Oh. So it does make a struggle, and I do have trouble holding down typical jobs because I work hard, I try hard, but if you miss days of work because you need a mental health day and it happens too often, obviously you're not going to be what an employer wants, and you're not going to be able to give them what they deserve for their money. Um, so I do part-time work when I find it. I'm not a big fan of finances or money or the economy. I think the world would have been better off without it in the first place. I would rather care for the land to care for myself, and I think that's all about all I can say. So